Edwards, and we're now going to have a look at how to use a spreadsheet to manage some of the literature that you found when planning an essay. Now, this is just one approach. There are a number of different approaches. So what I've done is I've set up an Excel spreadsheet, and what I can do is put the subject in here, and I can have the tab for the name of the subject. So I don't know, you might be doing a leadership subject, so put leadership 101. And the assessment number 1, and then I've color coded this so I know what it means. So if I've put a green in a cell, it means I've done what I'm supposed to be doing in that, and if it's an orange, it means it's to do. Okay, so I just color them. You'll see how I've done. So this is just a sample one here. So I've got the author's names in here, the journal. I've downloaded it into EndNote. I've also added the PDF, and I've downloaded it from somewhere into a folder. So I may not have done these stages, but maybe I've just downloaded it because I found it and I've got a folder set up for anything I find. And if I've read it, I would code it as green. If I haven't read it, I might code it as orange. But it's up to you. You can choose your own colors. This is the full citation, and then some of the topics that were discussed. And I'm just going to shrink this just a fraction so you can see it. You can have thoughts, so you might have something that you want to write about it, that just pop into your head that you think this would be good for, so you can write some notes. And then quotes, any particular quotes you might want to put in. If you do that, don't forget to put the page number in. Okay, so let's have a look. We were looking at a couple of different things. So in terms of the Kevin Kruse article, that was from Forbes. And one of the things that we looked at with that was he was talking about what actually is leadership and what was important about leadership, and we had some notes. So we might decide to use that as one of our source documents. Now, let's imagine we've got that one. I'm just going to bring it up so I can see it on my EndNote, and I can put that it was Kruse, Kevin. It was a Forbes article. Did I put it in EndNote? Yes, I did. So I'm just going to color code that. Did I have a PDF? No, I don't. And in some cases, there might not be a PDF available. I'll just put a grey, and I might have a grey in my codes over here. That means it's just available on the web only. So it's just my notes. Have I downloaded anything for it? No, I haven't. So I'll just put a grey for that. I haven't done anything with it. Have I read it? Yes, I have. So I'll put that as green. The full citation, you can get that from your EndNote and pop that in just so you know where to find it if you want to. So I'll just paste that in. And I'm just going to change that to wrap text so that it all fits in. If you want to move this, you can move it to centers. You can put it in like this. I tend to put it to the side. Center that one as well while I'm there, just so I know. Okay, the topic was leadership. Was it anything particularly relevant? I might write some notes because it may have talked about creativity and I might want to put that in there. May have talked about, and I'm just making this up for the purpose of this, creativity. It may have given some key points, and I could list those in. My thoughts might be a good article to summarize a topic, and that's all. Do I want a quote? I haven't put one in, so I'll leave that blank. And then I might put another one. I might look at, well, if we're talking about fostering workplace innovation, I might want to think, well, Gao had some good information on that when I read it. So what did they have to say? Let's have a look. So Gao et al. So I'll start looking at my documents, and we're going to put Gao et al. Oops, make sure I spell it right. Gao. And I'm going to make sure I've got all the authors for that one. Just pasting in again. I just wrap the text. Probably won't need to in a minute because by the time I put the others in, that will be fine. It was in a journal called Sustainability. Is it in EndNote? Yes, I did put it in EndNote, so I'll click that. Is there a PDF? Yes, there is. Did I download it? Yes, I did. And have I read it? Yes, I have. I can put the full citation in, so I can copy that from my EndNote. Remember, this is just a planning document. Okay, and I'm going to wrap the text. So I could actually go all the way along and say wrap text if I want by clicking here. Just wrap text. Okay, and let's make sure all in that column does that. The topic, so I can go into my PDF and say, is there anything, well, it was about corporate responsibility, so that was an interesting one, CSR. There's more about small and medium enterprises, which is significant to what I'm talking about, and leadership. And there might be other topics I could add columns to. My thoughts were that it gives a good summary, and it's got some relevant information to the topic, whatever you want to put on there. There might be a quote that I've put in. So we said that one of the quotes might be about globalization. I might think, that was quite important, the globalization quote. So I'm going to put quotation marks around it. I'm just going to make this column a little bit bigger for my quotes. And I'm going to wrap the text. And I want to make sure that I put quotation marks around. So I'm going back, put the quotation mark around, and I'm going to put the page number so I can find it again. It was on page 1. Okay, and I'll move that to here. So now I'm starting to build my library. Well, not my library, but my resources. Just make that, just change that to, oops, that just, I'm going to highlight that whole column, make sure that they're all in the center. Okay, so I'm building this so that when I'm going through and I want to start building my article, I would have a lot more information in these particular points. But what it means is, as I'm looking for work on my assessment, I might find something that's relevant to that, pop it in here, I can start building, I can talk about the topics, and I may start to see similarities. So if I found several articles that discuss CSR, when I'm writing my essay, I can look and go, oh, well, that article talks about CSR, so does that one. Well, I can refer to those and find information that I might use in my essay. So it's just a nice way to sort of start collating information, making the notes as you go so you can find them again, and you've got them in EndNote if you're using EndNote. You know whether you've read them, you know whether you need to read them. It's just a nice way to start sorting your literature, and especially as you start gathering more and more. The other thing is you can copy a spreadsheet across into, say, assessment 2. So I've already copied one into here. And if I want to copy this, I can copy it into my assessment 3, which I already did. Okay. And I can make a new tab. So I can copy, I'm just going to copy that in. So I've got the template. And I can change this here, rename, and I might call this summary notes or assessment 4, or whatever you want to call it. And I can even color coordinate this if I want, so I know, but that's probably sufficient for that. So when I open the different tabs, okay, I can work through it. So this is just a good resource if you want to use it. You can add different columns in, but it is a way, as I say, of storing your information while you're gathering and building a resource list. And you can also color coordinate whether they're peer reviewed. You can put things such as whether they're a video, all that sort of information. So it's just a little thing that I thought I'd introduce that you might want to use. If you want this template, let me know and I will let you know where it is. If you're studying with me, it will be in your resources that I will be providing. If you're watching this on a YouTube, I can send you the link and I will have a link that you can access it from. Okay, and that's all for this video. I'm going to stop at this point. Thank you.